My boys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. We are doing another episode of Farms Out. So we got our coffee, we got our questions, we got our farms, yada yada yada. First thing is first, we are back. We are again doing daily uploads of Farms Out. I know you guys didn't think we could do it. Okay, this is the second day. And after day 2, day 3 is about to come out. So I'm just saying, not impossible. Are the days a little off compared to where they should be? Should I be doing them in the morning and not the evening? The answer is yes. However, I did let Raced out of the dungeon because yesterday he said, hey, should I release this immediately or should I go to sleep? And I decided to not hit him with the bullwhip again. I said, Raced, as my tireless slave and servant, perhaps I should entrust you with one day of rest. The next day he may not be so lucky. I'm pretty sure it's like 2 a.m. or something right here in Germany. And I might just pull out the cattle prod and let him have it. We'll see. It might come out tomorrow. You guys might get a double upload. Kidding, it's coming out tomorrow, unless. Anyway, guys, life has been pretty good. You guys can tell I'm a little better dressed. I think I'm gonna stream coming up for a little bit here, or I'm just gonna go out with my dad and then I'll stream later in the night. We'll see how that one goes. I'm definitely less attentive on this farm than I am on other ones, but it is what it is. I actually need to do a fort joining stream with like all of my farms on one screen where I just join a ton of forts and get a ton of resources for it. Probably in the next 2 days. I think I have like 6 or 7 days until we have like some kind of like pass or something like that. So I have a little bit of time to do so. But if you guys didn't know, a bunch of AP can turn into a absolute ridiculous ton of resources. So if you have AP on your farms and they are in Lost Kingdom, you should heavily consider joining some forts. Every single fort you join, I want to say is like maybe like a couple million resources, like something like pretty good. It's like, oh, like if I do this for like an hour or two on all the farms that I have like a ton of AP on, you know, all of a sudden I'm doing really solidly for myself. Food for thought, if you guys haven't done it in the past, if you guys are less good with gathering resources, being able to hop on, especially if you have like an alliance that has like 10 or 12 forts on at the same time, being able to dump a account in, send them all out, and then, you know, just let them come back and dump all your AP immediately. Not really a bad move. You know, personally, I would suggest it. I'm also really lazy, so I don't usually do it. I just spend like mass amounts of AP that way every once in a while whenever I feel like I'm gonna have a really big KVK and I wanna make sure I really don't want to run out of resources. So if that's a really big deal to you, you should consider doing that. Without further ado, let's get into the questions. First question here is from Ibrahim, I guess questions and comments. He says, Rip, lost 44,000 gems because my 9-year-old cousin insta-did my wall, also 150 million resources before more than gems. Personally, I would cull a family member if they touched my account. Just me. I have a 8-year-old little brother and I have a 10-year-old little sister. My little brother is also severely autistic. He's what they call a semi-verbal level 3. So personally, I would consider enclosing your siblings or family members in pens and not letting them leave. I think this is probably the new meta when it comes to not letting people touch your account. Thank you for commenting. Next question or comment comes from 4NUHD5, you know, perhaps you should get a better name. He says, really want to swap my GK. If you guys didn't know, hey, we are going to be able to swap commanders coming up pretty soon. All of the Genghis Khan apologists, there aren't really any anymore because Genghis Khan is so far out of the meta. But if you guys did not know, about 2 or 3 years ago, there are a lot of people that were trying to justify their investment in Genghis Khan. Back when YSG was like the #1 investment, you know, no one now is like, oh, you should invest in anybody else. I mean, there's Alex, and there's YSG, and that's about it. But before, some people were considering Edward, some people were considering Tommy. Tommy wasn't bad, and there were some, the Dark Brotherhood were considering Genghis Khan. Anyway, if you can only swap troop type to troop type, all those Genghis Khan apologists do actually turn out to be right, way deep into the future, into the grimdark. But you know, the Emperor is lashed to a chair, so that's a tough one. If you guys don't know what Warhammer 40k is, that's going to be a lot less funny. If you do, and you collect miniatures, you're probably a nerd. You should go outside. Next question is coming from Levy. This is actually a real question. He says, would Scipio or William Wallace be the best pairing for LC for somebody making their first Inf March? Minion Man 8336 says, William Wallace, you should watch Shishkul stream. I will say, Shishkul is an awesome content creator. Shout out to that guy. I really love that guy to pieces. If you guys don't know, Shishkul is a really fantastic Rise of Kingdoms content creator. He has helped me a lot in the past. And although I don't agree with some of his takes, as a person, he's absolutely fantastic. So when I disagree with him here, you guys should not say anything mean because he's a really nice guy. I wouldn't go for William Wallace first. I really like William Wallace when it comes to pairing infantry. And if I could swap my Alex to William Wallace right now for free, I would. What is the context? The context here is that it's your very first march, and you want your first marches to have awesome debuffs to have your second marches and third marches and fourth marches and fifth marches work about as good as possible. So is William Wallace going to trade better? Yes. Is William Wallace going to make your other marches trade better? Perhaps not. And the perhaps not is a really big problem. Perhaps is doing a lot of heavy lifting. The answer is the 30% health debuff from Scipio is like a completely unique thing to him. You know, the only other commander that comes close to that amount of health debuff is Ethelfled, and the only other commander that has it, I think, is Gilgamesh. And Gilgamesh was completely destroyed from the meta when Scipio came out. Scipio has been out for almost 3 years now. I want to say he's a 2021 commander, and he's still fantastic because of that. So is William Wallace good? Yes. Is he good enough to replace Scipio for your first march? Probably not. Now, the next infantry is, coming up. So once the next infantry comes out, then, perhaps Scipio can get shelved, but that's probably not going to happen until we have another health debuff. The next question or comment is, I can finally swap my Nevsky for Saladin. W Gain. If you guys didn't know, there's a meme on the channel. Shout out to Gains Gaming. I like that guy as well. He's a really cool guy. I think he's in 1079. And Gains basically made a video about like KVK2 commanders, talking about like which ones were good or bad. And he basically did like, he talked about Saladin very positively a lot. And, for those of you who are later in the game, Saladin earlier in the game can have some kind of uses, but he's just not particularly great. So swapping the single best, or arguably like the best debuffer with the 45% health debuff into Saladin is a regular meme on the channel. If you guys don't watch the streams, you guys should, because that shit is funny. Next question, coming from Well, another actual question. Hey 12, is Philip good as a 10th commander in a 5th March with QB? Can't wait for the next Cav release. Can't wait for the next Cav release, I'm going to say, is because you are jubilated at the idea that there's another cavalry commander in this game, not that you actually can't wait and must invest your sculptures immediately. Personally, I think Philip is a good commander. He didn't strike me as a fantastic commander. I think if you were having a 6th or 7th march, he is now a fantastic commander. If you are at 5 marches, I really don't like Philip that much. I think he falls in the same camp as Trajan, and Trajan I think is good. I just don't know if I like Trajan necessarily in a 5 march. Trajan just gets the crap beaten out of him on the field all the time, and it's a really big struggle if you are trying to maintain resources and speeds for 5 marches. He does make your other marches trade better, but what Trajan really does is he makes all of your allies trade better, and he pulls a lot of heat off them as well. So I think Philip is a good commander. If you have the extra sculptures, playing around with him as a 10th commander in your 10 commander lineup, I think is probably okay. I just wouldn't be looking at him with any kind of priority in my eyes. I don't look at him with the type of priority. I would rather have an engineering march before I invest in him. The last question is coming from Hamizan. I can't read all of this, so you're just Hamizan, sorry. Hi, love your video. I'm at VIP 10 right now and I have 200,000 gems. Should I rush to VIP 12 and put all gems into more than gems, or wait another month to complete it? Is that VIP 12 good to rush? If you are at VIP 10, I would not immediately dump all of your gems into VIP. What I would do is I'd wait for every more than gems, and I would invest 25,000 each day. So every month or two, you have 50,000 gems going into VIP. Then once you hit VIP 12, then you invest in your castle and your master's blueprints. Then you hit T5, then you hit VIP 14. Sometimes this is contested by people, sometimes it's not. I think it's a pretty open and shut that if you're in the early game, you go VIP 12, T5, VIP 14. If you spend a lot, or if you're very fast, some people have even done VIP 10, and there's a whole plethora of reasons for it. I might make the VIP 14 versus T5 video again. I think that video's probably doesn't need to be updated. I think the answer on it is pretty fine. I answer this question all the time. But yeah, I go for 12. I just wouldn't rush it per se. I would just wait for more than gems and call it a day. That'll be it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to help support the channel, make sure you go to the Streamlabs link in the description below. You can donate there. Anything you donate is incredibly helpful to keeping the channel alive. If you guys want coaching, we do on-stream coaching for $35 a session and $75 a session for an off-stream session. If you guys are looking to book one of those, you go to the Discord in the description below and you make a ticket. Some days I do a lot of sessions, some days I don't. If you do off-stream sessions, I am working around your schedule rather than you working around mine, because some days I might be doing coaching 3 days in a row. Sometimes I might go 2 weeks without doing coaching when it comes to on-stream stuff. So just keep that in mind, guys. Have yourselves a great one. Thank you so much for coming by. If you guys want your questions answered, make sure you comment in the description. Make sure you comment in the comments below. Make sure you comment below. There you go. All right. Bye, guys. Take it easy. Love y'all. And yay. Everybody say thank you to Race. If you got to this point in the video, type in W Raced. Okay. We love that guy. Bye.